Welcome back to the Overprepared DM actual play YouTube game, not the podcast. Wow, I'm excited. We're here with our friends and we're going to keep on our wonderful story. Yay, it's been so fun. Saya, please tell us what happened last episode.
Here to recap last week's episode as the concerned citizen from their fight. On last week's episode of the OPDM, Kanna got engaged by a mysterious man who they later found out was named Nigel. After an ensuing fight happened with 5 hellhounds in a flaming building, the team was left with many questions. Some about each other, mostly about what to do next. And as we come to the morning of our previous episode, the team is debating on actions to take from here on as we get ready to travel towards our next leg of the journey.
Hell yeah.
Concerned Citizen signing off.
Concerned Citizen, thank you so much. Wonderful job, wonderful job. To all of our players, who knows the town's name, the town's name that we're headed to first, not the end goal.
The Nearon. On the way one?
The on the way town.
Okay, you got it.
Nearon.
Right.
All right, Squid and Saya, you get inspiration for the day. Good job. Contra with the sass. Just
teacher's pet. Okay.
Actually.
Oh my God. You didn't ask us to turn in the homework.
I love this. So, as you all are waking up in your sort of newly mended tavern, there's busyness happening downstairs. You can hear customers coming in, but mostly with like what happened here last night? There was a fire and there's people here. You just hear a lot of like concern, and then they ultimately sit down and eat food as you guys are like packing up your stuff and ready to go. Since you stayed up most of the night, not causing the fire, but not helping it get any better. Fighting hellhounds. You did your best.
Well,
you guys did so good.
One of us caused that fire. We just don't know which one of us
True.
was the reason.
So, you guys sort of stayed up for the mostly all the rest of the night, the last 4 hours of the evening for your long rest, and chatted, discussed your theories, and decided that it was best to grab your stuff and head on towards your contractual obligation. Whew, love when that friendship is contractually obligated.
It's the best kind of friendship.
Yes. Okay, so you guys are headed out of the tavern. Everyone says bye to you. Everyone's still very pleasant. No one's upset. Things happen. No one is upset. No one is giving you any grief for the fire, for the fight. In fact, Elizabeth Rita Mentaleo comes in for her shift, and she's thankful that you guys fought so hard for the inn, because other adventurers in the past have just let it burn, or they would have let it burn, rather, not that the tavern has burned down before. Other adventurers are not as care. Exactly.
Sounds like the burn insurance.
She likes us. She really likes us.
And as you guys are walking through the town, people are waking up for their day. People are getting their kids dressed and ready for school, and other people are headed to work at the Magi school. And as you guys are heading through the town, the sun is sort of rising. It's getting hot. It's gonna be a hot day ahead. You can feel it, like uncomfortable, sweaty, hot day on its way, and you have a long way to go. So you make it to the front of the town. You turn around to Magenville, and you see the walkways, the beauty, the everything, and you turn back around, and you're met with the face of a horse and a guy on a carriage. This horse is very tall. They've got the furry hooves. They're big horses. There's 2 of them next to each other. One of them is fully sleek black, and one of them is just the snowiest of white. And they look perfectly groomed, and the black horse is like sniffing, lots of sniffing. the group
More sniffing.
as you all sort of look up, and there's this guy sitting in a really nice carriage. It has like a canopy over the top. It's like green, but it has like studs around the edge of it. It's sort of like brought together in like a heart shape that like stems down to like a nice padded couched carriage. And this individual who is sitting on the carriage is a halforc. It's a very full, like sort of muted green, bringing in the pinkish tone of a skin tone, but a little bit green tinted. So it's sort of gray ultimately, because it's sort of mixing two colors together. They have like very nice sleeked back hair and a mohawk, and they have their tusks, but their tusks have nice little golden rings around them, and they have a very, very manicured eyebrows, and they have little glasses that sit at the very end of their nose. They're very small circles, and he sits and he's wearing almost an entirely full suit, like a black suit, black tie suit, and he's holding the reins. And he looks down. Carriage ride.
Carriage ride?
We are in need of transportation.
And this one looks like really nice.
It is nice. I made it myself.
It's amazing. That's lovely.
Edgar's carriage. 10 gold per day.
Is your name Edgar?
I am Edgar. This is my company. These are my horses, Sue and Sally.
I was just
Sue
about
and
to ask.
Sally. Which one is Sue and which one is Sally?
Gestures to the sleek black horse. Sue gestures to the white horse. Sally.
Beautiful.
The way I'm writing,
I got it
Writing
down.
down
I
the
need to
names
know
of
the
the
horses' names, what color they are. Everything else, nope.
I don't know why I'm doing
Where are we
this.
headed? That's the good question that you should be asking, but I asked for you because I know ahead of time. Where are we headed?
Well, ultimately, we need to get to Vistin, but Nearon would be our first stop, I suppose.
It is 2 days' travel in my carriage. Sue and Sally will take the lead, take the charge. 1 week on foot.
Ooh.
10 gold per day.
2 days to Vistin or
2 days
Nearon?
to Vistin. I can get you to
So like 1 day to Nearon, 1 day
one
to...
day to Nearon. However, I only will take you to Nearon. So 10 gold, and then I must return
For 1 day.
for 1 day.
Why won't you take us to
Okay.
Vistin out of curiosity?
It's out of my realm. You have to switch to the other Edgar.
Oh, do you know the
Okay.
other Edgar? Are
It's
you
my
related?
twin brother.
They named you both Edgar?
Yes.
Approximately
that
how
would've been
many twin
confusing.
brothers do you have?
Yeah.
Twin means two.
I know, but this is a
Damn,
fantasy world
fancy.
where perhaps you.
I like that.
My name is Edgar, Edgar, and his name is Edgar, Edgir. It is different.
What were your parents' names?
Edgar.
EDGRRRR and
How do you know them?
URRE. Oh, I've been around for quite some time. Back when I used to go to school here, I used to get rides from Edgar out and about.
That is my father, yes, Edgar.
Yes,
Edgar.
yes.
Can I,
Great people.
in orc, ask him, is it worth $10? 10 coin?
Sure. So in Orc, you ask, how do you say it?
Is this ride actually worth 10 gold?
As opposed to what? A ride that's worth 1 gold? A bike? A unicycle? In Orc.
So his tone of voice and the way he speaks doesn't change.
No.
Even when he switches language. Okay.
No.
Good to know.
It changes, like, the language being spoken, but...
The Sass is multilingual.
Yeah.
I could take you there.
Well-
Sue and Sally are trustworthy.
They
I
are
mean-
beautiful.
Thank you, I know. I groomed them myself.
Can I
Anyone
give
has-
Can I give Sally an apple?
What kind of apple? From what orchard?
Oh, God.
I pull it out, and it's one of the apples that I brought with me from home. So I assume it's a very bougie apple. It's a Honeycrisp, the finest.
Not a cosmic crisp, sorry.
Yes.
That apple looks like it has approximately 1.28 bruises. No.
Okay.
2-8 bruises. Okay.
I like high standards, and just put that back.
This is the highest of
just chuck it
standards in
behind
Edgar's
me.
carriages. Are you riding?
Well,
Save us
Conversation will cost another gold is taking too long. I have other customers. You take a quick
I
glance
will put
around
you
and
both-
no one else is
Right.
around. Yeah.
Ira is going to be like just mesmerized by the horses, but like as you guys are like having the chat with the rider Edgar, like Ira's just going to be like how like little kids like look up at like look at animals like almost like just standing there just looking at them because they're just so pretty.
Sue sort of like matches your energy, but like sees that you're looking and does a little side eye and looks at you, but little expectant little like lip looking for a snack. Very much like, oh, you're looking at me for a long time. You must be
I
feeding
just
me.
sadly have the apple.
So it's like making little expectant lip movements.
Do
Can I
still have
mend an
fish?
apple to remove bruising?
No!
It was worth a
That's
shot.
so smart though. Be like,
That's
don't
so
worry,
smart.
everything here is rotting, but now it's not. No.
No, it's not.
You don't see this.
There's purify food and drink, which I would say you could do, but
Yep, didn't bring that.
so
it
Sue is
dry?
Is
looking
it
at
going to be 10 gold for everyone or each?
10 gold for each.
Oh, 10 gold
Oh.
each.
Oh.
Oh, up.
I see.
Are you assuming that I am one of those carriage drivers? No. Edgar, top class. We'll get you there in one day, 10 gold.
Can I
A
make like an
passenger?
insight check on if that feels like an accurate
Sure.
budget?
Yeah. You can do an inside check.
Okay. Because I feel like I've been in carriages, and yes, I own one, but we've also had to rent sometimes. 18.
Recognize that this is a little on the bougie side. However, looking at the carriage, it's pretty damn nice. Like it is padded, it is covered, it has storage unit behind it, it has 2 giant horses, which usually carriages are done by 1 horse. It has a driver already. So it's a good service. That's a bit pricey.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not like overpriced. It's just an expensive.
It's like a luxury cost. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Ira is going to make some ice for the horses to lick on, and I totally didn't go to Reddit to see if horses like ice.
Okay. So you made yourself some ice cubes and you sort of hold them out to Sue. And Edgar's too busy in conversation with the group to notice that you're feeding them that ice. So they haven't given you any grief at this point.
Oh my gosh.
We
My,
are
like,
behind
My
schedule.
backwoods magic
technically.
ice.
Behind schedule. I
No,
could take
that's
20 additional gold to get you there as fast as possible. However,
We're
it won't
fine
be in
to
a
take a leisurely one-day stroll.
Not an expediting fee.
I mean, we don't actually have like a deadline. We just need to get there.
That's true.
You can
Right?
get there 1 week by foot.
Well, I don't.
I would vote
my
for this.
shoes
My
are
feet
too
can't
nice
take
for
it.
that.
Exactly.
Both of the people chiming at the same time. Perfect.
Sorry.
Get comfortable. I can open up the back. 10 gold per. He sort of points to like a little cup on the side of the carriage.
I'm just gonna look up at Edgar and I'm gonna ask him, since there's 5 of us, would you take 7 gold per passenger?
Is that 10?
Jesus H. Christ.
Well, do you
Happy
all
to
want to
pay
take
you the
this
full
carriage?
amount. Yes, I think this is a good option.
Is there-
10 gold.
Would anyone know if there's other carriages in the town, like other carriage services?
This is all I've ever used.
With Edgar.
Edgar.
How much did Edgar
Edgar.
charge?
And Edgar.
It wasn't just for the carriage, it was for the company too.
Mhm. You see, your
Edgar and
father and
Edgar,
I had
right.
a
I will not
special
be
deal.
paying
Great.
Edgar 1 gold to talk to me. He can stay silent.
Your father,
What
you
was
had
that?
a deal with Edgar?
Of course, I took a lot of rides with Edgar. I used to do a service for Edgar.
Your
I
name is
know,
not
right?
Edgar.
No, for Edgar.
Oh,
I'm not Edgar.
I didn't
My
think so.
goodness. But I would speak to his horses for him and let him know if they needed anything that he wasn't able to determine for himself.
Sue and Sal would never speak. Stop eating that ice! He like looks up and sees Ire feeding the ice. Just snaps. Stop eating that! Where is that ice from? Where did you get it?
Do you give your horses enough water? They're clearly so thirsty.
They are perfect.
They look
I don't
perfect.
know about this.
I am going to lose. You're going to lose this service. You have 30 seconds. Yes or no?
Is there enough room in the driver? Like, is it a single driver seat, or is it kind of like?
It's actually
For
kind
mul-
of like a little sprawled. Like if 5 people could
Beautiful.
sit right up there if they
Oh.
really wanted to, but I'd say it's like three people comfortably.
I was gonna clamber up to that seat, the front seat.
He like
Granny's just gonna drop money in and start getting it as well.
okay.
I will
I
also.
Drop
I
your
will
10
also
gold
get
in.
If this is what we're doing. Hop up.
Looking at Ire.
Ire. Cause see, I'm gonna go with it. Ire, not knowing how carriages work,
Oh no.
is going to try to get up on Sue.
Get them! Get them! So Sue, as you're getting up, sort of gets on their knees and like plops over to like lay down. So that you're not
I
on
give-
them.
I will give Sue a belly rub.
They actually kind of enjoy that. Sue is very much like, oh, enjoyable.
I guess
Onto
I'll
the
wander
cart.
out to that side and be like, come on, in. We're gonna go in. We
Ding
we
the
can
keys.
sit there. Come on. Shake the snack.
Sue gets back up. All
And then I
right,
will
get
also
comfortable.
put,
Oh, what are you
10
doing
10 gold
next to me?
inside me.
Looking
I'm
at.
gonna keep an eye out to make sure we don't get attacked.
I have all the eyes that I need.
You have 2. 4 is better.
Remove
Sort of
my
like Edgar is
gold.
like looking you up and down to your feet and back up. I'll accept it from an Edgar Light.
Oh my god.
Soul, do you want to be Edgar?
Oh my god.
Keep it as an option.
Put it in the
Yeah,
book.
I'll put it in
That'd
my
be
book
amazing.
as an option.
You could stick that on your resume in the future.
Also, I fully
There's-
thought Granny was gonna like say that the service was like a punch card, like 10 rides.
I've still
love
got
it.
it right here.
Oh, I took the
30-year-old
service
punch
a
card.
different way.
All right. Well, as you guys get comfortable in the carriage, it's really nice. Like underneath the seats, it has all the storage. So the storage, like none of your bags like go flying off. It closes in the back. It has like a little latch door, and in the inside, it like kind of smells like fresh cut grass and like nice outdoorsy scents. And yeah, smells nice. And it feels like it's sort of being pumped in a little bit though through the top. You notice that there's little like funnels and like scents might be being flown through, and it feels comfortable. The seats are cushioned. Nothing's warm, nothing's cold, and it sort of closes off though. Like you don't really see Edgar because the top goes past where Edgar's half back is. I'd say it like goes to his back. You guys see sort of where he's sitting up to his mid back. And then where you will also see Soul's lower half as well. So 2 people sitting up in the front and everyone's getting comfortable in the back.
Nice pants, no shirt.
Yeah.
Edgar is your no shoes. Edgar is not gonna be okay with.
No shoes, pants, and like kind of like leather just to hold weapons. And that's it.
I love
Up
it.
top.
I love it. So you guys just sort of head on, and Edgar turns to Soul and says, "So, tell me about and then just looks forward.
That's the end of your sentence?
I don't make small talk, I drive.
Right.
And you hear the little clopping of the horses, and a little awkward silence passes for a moment, and Edgar does like a large like whip of the reins, and the horses pick up a lot of speed. Like buildings are sort of like whisking by as you guys are leaving the town. I would say you're going at like 50, 60 miles an hour. And the horses are going. They are fast. And they, like, you went from like 0 to 50 in less than 30 seconds. So it was very much like, we're going. This is horsepower.
Wow. You making him feel uncomfortable got us that free expedited shipping.
So how long would the ride be?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking, like,
you have to pay him.
Because I thought you said it before, like how long the ride would be.
It's a day.
I'm asking
A
it.
day.
It'll take one
Can
day.
we do a long rest while we're
That's
like,
what I was
in the
wondering
carriage?
too. Can I trans in the back?
If you
Okay.
make it through without having any encounters, then yes.
Okay.
So you guys continue on your way. You have Edgar and Soul up in the front of the carriage, wind blowing, but Edgar's hair does not move. Like his glasses, he's just
Got that good gel.
he's plastered. He's got the good gel. Soul,
Not
your
to be
hair is like
glued.
in the wind, just blowing. It feels great. Some bugs every now and then slap against your skin, but what's new?
Protein.
What do you guys do in the carriage? What do you guys do in the carriage while you guys are going?
Brandy's gonna
Nap.
get out her crocheting materials and just start working on a piece that she has like partially done.
Okay.
I think Emmy's gonna try to trance.
Okay.
Especially because it's like we're at like peak sun time.
Yeah, it's about
She
10 a.m.
she likes a midday nap. You know,
Okay.
she's a little night owl, so I think during the day she would prefer to trance when possible. So she's gonna try to do that.
Okay.
Also, I don't think she feels like talking to Kanna a ton, so it'll help it be less
That's great.
awkward to just kind of like close my eyes and meditate trance.
That's great because I'm gonna try to read a book that I got from the library before we had to skip town.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, I'm going to start reading the book on magical absorption.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Ira, what are you doing while everyone is knitting, reading, trancing?
Because the last one was, melted and then destroyed in a fire, Ira is going to again just in a little like crisscross applesauce position carve out another figure of a tabaxi and just kind of like huddle over it, almost like being secretive, but you can kind of tell that they're like whipping their tail. They're in a happy zone, but they're in their zone.
Okay. I love that everyone's being so peaceful. So what are you doing up in the front with Edgar?
I'm gonna lean a little bit closer in an orc. Is that really your voice?
No.
Why do you put that on?
Makes money. He kind of
Really?
gives you a toothy little smile. And he's like, have you really not heard of Edgar and Carriage?
No, but I feel like anytime I've ever tried to put on a voice like that, instantly raises suspicion.
Yeah, with us. But with everyone else, they're just happy to see an orc that's not pillaging towns.
Yeah, that's fair.
But what do you do? Clearly not this. You're not an Edgar. Also, I'm not
No,
Edgar.
not. What's your real name?
Ook.
Ook. That's a nice name. I think you
Thanks.
should use that more.
What's yours?
Soul.
I like it. The sun. Are you a sun god follower?
You know, ironically enough, no.
Huh.
Kind of the opposite.
Oh, a moon follower.
It follows me, but
The moon follows us all. Unfortunately. I mean, fortunate. I don't. Whatever works better for this conversation. Yes, that.
you know what? I understand you.
I'm just making money. Got kids at home, Only one of them's name is Edgar. He's gonna take the business.
How much would it cost to keep you around for the next leg of the journey?
Well, here's the thing. You could pay me all the money, but once I get a certain distance away from the wife, she comes ringing. He taps on a little, like rock, sort of sitting on the front of the carriage. Because in front of you, like, your feet are covered, like, sort of like a roller coaster, like you're sitting inside of a thing. On the top is a rock that has a heart on it, like just a literal stamp of a heart. And you recognize this as a sending stone. Once I get a little too far, she comes a-knocking. So, safety, can't be an adventurer anymore. I'm Edgar.
Damn.
My twin brother does live there, though. His name's Og.
Ooh, got whipped. Ooh.
I think with that, Soul's gonna, like, lean back, arm around, like, just on the thing, like, relax and just, like, try to get some rest and...
Yeah.
Well, just get us there safely.
Yes.
I have a question about, I guess, reading books and kind of absorbing knowledge from what I'm reading on the leg of the journey.
Yeah.
What do I get to learn when I sit down to read?
I suppose it depends on what the book is about, and then it also depends on your previous proficiencies and, like, what you're trying to learn from it. So you picked up a book about absorbing magic because you want to learn more about, like, the potential threats that people could pose with what stealing the gem dragon could hold. So in this instance, I'd say finishing the book would help you understand a little more specifically about that, since that's why you took it. But if you were trying to absorb magic to try to learn, like, wizard spells and things like that, that would take much longer.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going after here is, like, what can I gain for myself on a personal level?
Okay. So roll a D10 for me.
Okie doke. 8.
Okay. So in 8 long rests, you could unlock the ability to multi-class into wizard.
Okay.
Yeah. If you continued to read that book throughout your long rests, I mean. So.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or books like it. If that was your goal, I'd be so happy to do that with you. So, as you guys... Oh, sorry, continue.
Sorry, and then as far as absorbing magic from these pieces, does it give me anything on, like, I guess the means that they would use to do that? Or, like...
If you're trying to do
benefits?
it 100% through studying, it's going to take a while.
Sure.
Like, each time you'll roll a d10, essentially, and that's how many long rests it'll take you to learn that specific spell, and then you'll have to practice that spell, and learning magic the hard way in D&D is very hard. But you can do it.
How would that work with my character? Because they technically already have the feat.
Yeah. I feel like that's something that when you finish the book, we could start opening up that dialogue into what's next, so that you're not thinking of too much right up front. But
perfect.
I like where you're going. Taking books, trying to steal things, trying to get things and knowledge. That's the start, and then it's a matter of finding the time to read all those things.
Okay,
yeah, so that's where we're at.
Thank you.
Yeah. So as you guys are traveling, you're seeing a bunch of different sceneries changing. You were sort of in, like, a woodsy area, and you're moving a little less woodsy. And it becomes like farmlands and short little towns that don't even have names. You're passing in and out of them, especially going at 50, 60 miles an hour. Just, there's a town there, went, goodbye. And Edgar's keeping you guys going on that 1-day trajectory. And you guys keep on making it through. You get your long rest. You guys rest fully. If you fall asleep even a little bit, grab yourself your education, grab yourself your knitting. You have a full 8 hours of traveling. Edgar stops the cart about the end point of your rest. People are either waking up or they're continuing on their projects. And he taps on the back of the cart and he says, I gotta stop for the horses. I mean, I gotta stop for the horses. And he like looks at Soul and he's like, like panic, like, oh, I almost fucked up. And then jumps out of the carriage. And he goes up and is sort of managing with Sound Soup and looks back to you all, and you all are in not the middle of nowhere, but there's some foresty areas that sort of become thicker as you keep looking out, and you can hear water. Like, you can just sort of smell it in the air. You're getting close to that little river town. You can feel it. Does anyone get out to stretch their legs? What are we doing?
Hey, Edgar, how much time you need?
Oh, he sort of like looks at his horses and closes his eyes for a second. Opens his eyes. It's about an hour.
And it seems like there's water nearby, like fresh water.
We're close to the town. I can smell it. You can keep walking from here if you don't want to wait for the horses. We'll take...
I was going to see if there was a river to take a bath in.
I'd say probably in there. He just points directly towards the thick of the woods.
Also, what time frame do we look at now? Like, what
I'd
time
say
did we leave?
You left, if it was like a 10 a.m., 9 a.m. situation, you left around 10. It's about 6 or 7 p.m. So the sun is on the other side of the trees, sort of like beginning,
we're making the shift.
Yeah, it's making the shift.
Okay. Yeah, so then I think Emmy would definitely get out and stretch about too. Because she's also probably been up for the last 4 hours. But I think I'm just like sketching.
Yeah, okay.
Anybody else need to clean up?
No, but I could go for a walk.
I'll join
I'll stay
you.
in the carriage and just keep reading.
What is Granny doing?
I'll join for a bath.
Ooh.
Oighear's going to be cleaning how cats do and just be like, I do not take baths in water. Lick, 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 lick.
Okay. So Kanna and Oighear sort of stick around in the carriage, and the three of you plop out. The air is really fresh. Like there's no like pollution of people working or farming or raising animals. It's just you're sort of out in the open nature. Like you could see like some in the long distance, you can see some like spiked up rocks. You can see a mountain. You can see the sky sort of peeking through. It kind of feels like you're in a bowl, just with the trees around, with the mountains around, and then just you in this small little area. The path is clearly pathed for the road, but there's not a lot of walking paths off of the road. You can tell that not a lot of people stop here. There's a couple feet out, a small, very old, grown over resting spot. Someone had made like a rock circle with some sticks, but it's long, long gone. The sticks aren't even there, and it's sort of just, someone could plop it back up, but they would have to, really, really prune the area. And you guys head into the woods. But that leaves Kanna and Oighear in the carriage.
Can I, for flavor, hop out of the carriage, but just like up onto the roof of the carriage and kind of just like sit up on the roof of the carriage and keep reading, but just to get some fresh air?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm sitting on top of the carriage.
Okay. Edgar does not give you any grief, surprisingly.
I was waiting for it.
On our side
Get off
now.
my roof! Yeah, no, he
I'll
didn't.
thank Soul for that. He's probably a little more chill because Soul and him get along. So.
Social anxiety.
If you guys wanted to talk, this would be a good time too, because now you're alone.
I'm gonna keep reading. If Oighear wants to talk to me, I will get there, but I'm gonna keep reading.
So, okay, question for off the table. So, the only person who's like somewhat suspicious of the fact that Kanna was concerned citizen is Emmy. right?
Yeah, I mean, it's also however you think your character would feel about that, like after hearing it.
Okay, so that's no.
Okay.
Because
Oh, right. I guess because I made an
I rolled like hot doo doo.
Yeah.
Remember, I was just
Yeah.
sniffing.
Yeah, you ace
Sniffing.
attorneyed me in the middle of the group.
Yeah.
Objection, and then I'm over in the corner just doing cooking, mama. I don't know what I was doing.
Playing your
But
Switch.
Oighear is going to go up, on top of the roof, but like, you know how like, yeah, exactly, like how like cats kind of like just
They
like
pop their
sneak
head up.
around, and then just like kind of
Little
like
tap,
use
tap.
their tail, and then the tail's just gonna go up and just kind of like poke Kanna in the face just to see what happens, and they're just like looking like that, just all suspicious and mischievous.
I just let it happen.
You don't respond.
I don't respond at all. I'm in like a different. I'm in the book right now. I'm in there.
And just like before, when Oighear caught the scent, just gonna do a small nod, go back to what they were doing.
Okay, so we have sort of like a solo but vibing near each other experience. The group, Emmy and Sol and Granny, you guys head on to the forest, and very quickly you're realizing, like, this is not traversed. The grass is just so high. It's like knee deep with like tangling roots, and but it is really pretty. It's untouched nature. It is so pretty. You could see like families of birds like just sprawling out and like making themselves comfortable because no one's coming to attack them. They don't need to go anywhere. The weather always feels, it seems like it always feels like it's perfect. And you guys are continuing to walk towards the sound of waters. It's getting louder, and you kind of open up on this really nice, like, cleared out spot, but it's cleared out because rocks are covering it, so it's like a rocky, there's like some holes and cracks between all of the rocks, but it's like a nice rocky spot in front of the river. It's like almost perfect. What else is here? If you could feel free to paint more of a picture.
I feel like maybe there's like near the river, there's this rock that has just kind of gotten overgrown by this algae / moss sort of thing.
Yeah.
And there's just some other little creatures that you don't really see elsewhere that are kind of around it, just sort of living in that micro environment that it's created.
Yeah, I love that. What else is here, Emmy?
Oh man, I have everything I need here.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I think because we said it's completely like untouched.
Yeah, it feels
in
like
this
it
area,
feels
right?
untouched. I mean, people could have
Okay.
come here and been nice to nature, but it also could have just
Okay.
been touched a long time ago.
True. I think one of the trees nearby has a broken rope tied to it,
Okay.
and that's it. Like it could have been a tire swing.
At some point. Okay.
It
I
also
like
could have
that.
been used to traverse something, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's just kind of there dangling,
Okay.
but also kind of overgrown with like some vines where it's like reclaiming.
Yeah,
Mhm.
this
The
rope is
stuff.
now mine. Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Soul, what else is here?
I'd like to imagine that there's like deer or some like other creatures that, since they're not used to people being here, they don't really have anything to fear, so they're just kind of, vibing, drinking
Yeah.
some water.
Definitely. As you guys are walking out, like the sun is sort of like perfectly piercing through the leaves. It's all like glittery, and there's deer. Like as you guys walk through, they raise their head, but this is their home, and they have a whole stake to this. They just keep on drinking. They keep on doing their thing, and that leaves the three of you here.
Granny, you said you wanted to take a bath?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of fighting and soot and all sorts of things, so I wouldn't mind freshening up a bit.
Do you want sandalwood? Do you want lavender? Do you want daisy? And just list like 5 other like soap scents. And he's just like waiting to see if you want any of them.
Are you showing her soaps or just like
Do you,
listing
Pops up in his
scents.
trench coat
you
of
have a
soap.
ton
Right.
of soap?
It's like a little bit of both, where it's just like he has like a pocket where he can put them in. It's not like I got
Okay.
this one and I got this one.
Oh,
Peels back the skin. So
Yeah.
Writing
There you go.
pocket of
Really
soaps.
exfoliates.
I'll take the Daisy if you don't mind.
Pulls out the little
good choice.
homemade, like nothing fancy, like the bare minimum, just soap, and tosses it over to you. And he pulls out the lavender one, and just starts getting naked, like not even caring really,
Again.
and dives into the water. Well, actually, he has his clothes with him because he's gonna wash his clothes too.
Granny gets like a change of clothes out of her bag and like sets them on a rock nearby just so they're ready to go. And she kind of just tries to go behind a bigger rock or something to maintain her decency. But you see, like, from the other side, you can tell that she's spraying water in the air to like shower in instead of just like
cute.
washing.
I love that. I think Emmy's just kind of chilling there. I think she enjoys being in nature, and so I think she's kind of just breathing in the air. Also, it's starting to get a little bit cooler because the night is coming. And I think she's gonna stay like nearby, like near the water, but kind of do some yoga and just kind of soak in the freshness of it, because it was probably slightly stifling
Mhm.
being in the cart or in the carriage with Kanna, and there's tension there. So it's kind of just trying to like breathe that away and like let the tension of the day go.
Mm-hmm.
I think once Granny's done, she puts on this other outfit. Similar like vibe to her other outfit, but like totally different color and material. And she like brings back this what's left of the soap. I don't know how big it was, but she's like, I washed it again just in case you didn't want like me on it. But thank you.
You can just leave it on the rock. It's fine. And he's
Okay.
fully like still like that when you're in the shower and you're going through all your thoughts and like every conversation, like clearly in one of those modes of like replaying everything that's happened recently and like I should have said this, I should have done this instead, I should have did this, blah 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 blah.
I feel called out.
Just overthinking.
Yep.
Truly.
Me always.
Okay, well, she'll set the soap down on a rock and go over by Emmy and just sort of sit down next to her.
Love the outfit. Very cute.
Thank you. I know it's a little different than what's currently on trend, but, you know, I
Retro
try
is
to...
in. Vintage is always in. It's timeless. It's classic.
Thank you. It's great to hear that.
Mhm.
I try to pull off some of the newer looks, but they're not always great on this form. I'm a bit large. They don't make it quite tall enough for me ever. The mini skirts
That's
are
always the
very
case.
mini.
It's so hard to find tall enough pants. I have very long legs. Always flooding.
Yeah, it's
But
bad.
it's fine. It's like if you find anything that you like, it's a really easy fix. Like, let me know. We'll make it happen.
Oh, do you sew or?
Like I do. I'm pretty good. Like that's what I was going to school for. Like kind of is some of that.
Oh, I used to do a
I
lot
haven't
of that
made
for my
anything in a
village.
while, but I want to get back to it. I really like it.
Well, you have anything you want a model for, I'm happy to try things on, although it does take quite a bit more material to make an outfit for me. But
You have seen though, Emmy has bolts of fabric just in the bag. So things are possible.
Granny pulls out from her bag the like thing she was crocheting earlier, and she like kind of sits it in front of you and her.
Mhm.
And she's like, you're sort of in a similar vibe as me. I know you worship with the moon, and I'm very much
My moon mommy?
amongst the stars. Yes, the moon mommy. But I just was wondering if you could make out anything in this. She just lays it out, and it looks kind of just like it's crocheted, but the more you look at it, you can kind of see there's some kind of astrological patterns in it.
Ooh. Can I look at it and see if I see anything that looks familiar or anything that I've seen before?
Yeah, you could
Like
do
a
like
reference.
Arcana, religion, or nature, depending on.
Okay.
Probably religion. I feel
Not
like that
great
makes them.
at
I feel like
any of
religion
those.
makes the most sense in this situation.
Guess what? It's +0 for all of them.
Hey.
So it's an 11.
Okay. Let's say you can like name the constellations that are on
Okay.
there, but you don't have any other deeper understanding.
Mhm.
You can tell that you both enjoy the same topic, but in different ways.
Yeah. I don't really know. It's really pretty though. And like this looks like something I've seen before. But I don't know like a ton about the stars. I'm more about like Callista, my
Right.
girl.
Well, I didn't typically ever look at what I made until recently again, and I had thought that I'd seen some things that I guess I didn't really want to be true, but they sort of seem to have happened, kind of.
When did you make this?
I've been working on this off and on for about a month now, but
Okay.
I didn't look back on it until I was on my way to, or shortly after I was on my way to the school. I'd gotten that letter, and for whatever reason, it made me think to look back at this, and it to me, I don't know for sure anymore. It's been so long since I did this sort of thing, but I feel like I can see that I should have been on that path anyway. So now I'm trying to work on it because, like, what if I
Can
could
you
see?
see your future in this?
I not anymore, but I used to be able to do something sort of like that, but
Interesting.
at least that's what they thought.
Okay.
There's a lot of pressure to put on a young child, so I'm not entirely sure. But after what happened last night, I'm concerned not to be working on it more. If I could potentially know Kanna could have died, and what if I could have seen that?
That's true. But also, you can't put that kind of pressure on yourself. There's forces at work that are going to happen either way. And some things you can change, but also if you change something, it's going to change everything, and it could all just circle back. So I think don't put so much pressure on yourself. Because you also could have like a block. Like I currently have a block where making clothes is actually kind of difficult for me because there's a little bit of like trauma there. But like I'll totally get over it. It's totally fine. But like if you put the pressure on yourself, like sometimes you just can't do and you just stop. Have you felt like you can't do?
I mean, I hadn't done for
Yeah.
quite a long time. I mean, I was doing it, but I wasn't looking at it. I couldn't bring myself to really look at what I made. I just sent it off.
Okay.
But,
So you were like crafting, but not interpreting.
right.
Okay.
It's fun. I need something to do with my time. It's fun to do, but I didn't want to look at it anymore. But I feel
it scary
like I should try.
sometimes?
It's just a lot to think about, I guess.
I mean, that's totally fair because it's almost like, I guess there's a whole debate there of like, should you even know?
She like looks
What's-
down at it for a little while again. Sometimes I wish I hadn't known.
As
It's a lot of pressure.
As you say, you wish you hadn't known that. You sort of fade to Oighear and Kanna was trying to say, not Saya. We fade to Ire.
Saya transported
Yeah,
into the
Saya's
world.
now in the game. We fade out to Ire and Kanna. And Kanna, like I said, 30 minutes went by. Like they've walked off. They've been out. Edgar is sort of just sitting there, like picking a small knife underneath his nails. Like he seems bored.
It's funny because I wanted to talk to him when it came back to Ire and I.
Wow, look. I've done that for you.
Same brain cell, wow. Yeah, I would like to put my book away and tuck it into my bag or whatever I have, and I'll hop down and kind of, instead of like hopping down and then getting on, I'm just gonna hop into the seat that Soul was in.
Okay.
Just kind of hop down and be like, hey, and be like, hello.
Ire, have you clocked that Kanna's no longer reading the book?
Yeah. Because I would be inside, because I could... Okay, so is it a closed, like, carriage?
It's
or
not
is
closed. It's like a half dome on some sticks. So, like, you could see out. It's just like you could see the floor. And you could definitely hear out there.
Ire, at this point, will now get on the roof, and while Kanna is speaking to Edgar, then just again like just
listening,
fully just being an eavesdropper, just peeking over,
okay,
and just like looking at the both of them from down there.
Okay.
Can I? And I am asking this because I know we were not supposed to do like certain things to each other. Can I do a sleight of hand to see if I could take the book? Just so I could see, like, quickly, like, what's the title and then put it back?
Yeah.
It's in my bag.
Yeah,
My
I feel
bag
like
is,
it would
like,
just
on
be
me.
up on... Yeah, that's fine. If it's just,
just
to
be,
see
like,
the title
nosy.
of the book.
It's
He's not stealing
it's
it,
harmless.
so.
I'm not stealing it.
Yeah.
I'm just being nosy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fine.
So I wanted to make a perception check to see if I could kind of, like, clock him.
Sure.
Them behind me.
Yeah, totally.
If I could clock them behind me, just to see if I can tell they're there. I'm not gonna probably do
totally.
anything if they're there, but
And I will context this side just to assure you that I'm not trying to do anything suspicious. I, in any open opportunity that I have, am trying to investigate the rumors that I have on everybody. All the things I'm doing, even though it seems chaotic, is Ire investigating the rumors.
you are so good. The only reason I want to do it is to kind of just like be aware that you're there.
Yeah.
I just
Totally.
want to assure everyone, if you think that, like, oh, are they trying to steal something? Are they trying to do something to me? Like, no, it's purely just like, I am lawful chaotic, but I'm extra chaotic lawful.
Yeah, totally.
Kanna's read on Ire is very much like very, very well-intentioned person, but a little mischievous, as is probably their nature, and totally fine with that.
What is your perception?
I rolled a 16.
Okay. And what is your sleight of hand?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, 12.
Okay. So, as Ire sort of like peeks their head over, Kanna, you do clock that you feel it's one of those feelings where you're like you feel a presence. It's close enough, and you're like, there's a cat staring at me somewhere in the room, sort of feeling, and that's literally what is happening. But going to reach out to your conversation with Edgar. I would say that with a 12, you're definitely able to see at least the title of the book. That would be like fine. And then Edgar, as he's like poking dirt under his nail, like trying to get it out, he hears you say hello, and he's, oh yes. And he like puts the knife away immediately and like straightens his back up so you can see that he's like, he sits at like a full like 6'8" height, like very tall.
Like,
yeah. He was slouched a lot and like leaning against the carriage. When he stands up, you could tell this is a big guy. Yes.
So I popped down and I just, hello. I had a question for you. I was wondering if perhaps you could chat for a moment.
I suppose.
So, you probably take people out here on a semi-frequent basis, no? Or maybe in the surrounding area from Magenville.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of just wondering if you had heard any stories thrown to the wind, anything that you picked up, any rumors, any general goings on in this area, perhaps on your travels?
I think. He says, I think, and then closes his lips and raises an eyebrow, and he goes, I have a few. Depends on how good of a rumor you want. He makes a little gold money symbol around his little fingers.
I will take out 2 gold.
Okay.
And say, here is 1 gold for the conversation as you requested. With like a sassy kind of vibe, like here's your 1 gold. And 2 gold for, let's say, 2 of the things that stuck out to you the most.
Well, thanks for the conversation. Takes the gold piece. I'd say it would be foolish of me to say I haven't heard things from the travelers. Perhaps the last individuals I was taking to Nearon were seeking miracles. Apparently, miracles are being performed in the town past Nearon, Vistin. And they weren't elaborating on what kind, but I'd say that's something to look into. Miracles can mean anything.
Did they happen to mention if it was a religious thing or
No.
or just miracles?
I think they were just excited about the possibilities of the things they could ask for. Like a silly genie lamp. You know, they're probably nothing. I'd say... You can see, like, his demeanor sort of, like, chilling out a little bit as he's talking more, which is sort of what happened with Soul, which is, like, he starts off very proper and then realizes that he's not being judged. And his body almost literally, like, gets a little bit shorter as he relaxes his shoulders a little. I'd say I do know. No rumors, but I do know that there's a dragon's nest around here. At least an old one, since dragons aren't around anymore.
Near Nearon, or?
Yeah, just off the beaten path of Nearon, there's a cemetery. And past the cemetery, you follow the river for about, I'd say a day. And there's an old nest. I'd say it's probably taken over by bandits, but it's still a cool place to stop by. Last time I was there was years ago.
That is incredibly interesting. Thank you for the information. Is there anything I can perhaps offer you in return?
You already paid, so no.
Very well. Honorable man.
He sort of like reaches in and at the very last glimpse catches Oighear like slinking back up to the roof. Essentially, he like slinks in. He like pulls a small little drawer out of his carriage, and he pulls out some sugar cubes, and he closes the drawer, and he goes and gives them to his horses. And we flash back to our river friends who have been chatting.
I would say, I'll ask, if you've washed your pants, are they back on shore?
Well, I was actually, I was going to have a little moment in the lake. I don't know if you two were going to continue your conversation.
Have your moment.
You can
By
have
all
your moment.
means.
Have your moment.
What are you doing?
I just wanted to know the location of the
I'm like,
pants.
No, have your moment.
So as Soul is in the lake, like he's washing his pants and just like,
My brain.
why are you here? What are you doing here? What are you doing here? You're gonna get them killed. You're gonna get them killed like everybody else that has helped you. And he like notices a little just not even a rip, just a little spot from when the pants were in the building in the fire, just damaged a little bit. And he looks over his shoulder to the two of them on the beach. You're gonna have to learn to trust them. Trust is the only thing you can give people, and hope to receive it back. And he's gonna take his like a nail on his finger and like tear that spot actually open more, and take a deep breath and walk over to the edge of the water, but still staying in. Hey, Emmy, you mentioned something about sewing, right?
Yeah. Do you want me to make you some more clothes, like a shirt?
I was gonna more so ask if you could maybe fix this.
Oh yeah, that's like so fast.
Thanks.
Thank you. And I'll just take out my sewing kit and do a little combo sew/mending magical little fixer-upper.
Cool.
What color's the thread?
Yeah.
Ooh. What color are the pants?
Just like your standard, like kind of brown black, just the normal.
Okay. But are you greenish?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I would do a little double stitch that's like the brown stitching, but also like some little decorative stitches with the green that's kind of like a little like ivy or something just in the little rip area to make it special. Here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let me know if you want a shirt to match. Like, sure, I hear they're all the rage.
I would have to take off 2 articles of clothing just to transform then. It's a lot
But that
of
would like
time.
be fine. Because if we're together, even if the shirt rips when you take it off, I can fix it.
I'll think about it.
Okay, let me know. Also, like sandals, shoes.
It's not that much to kick off some sandals.
No. Just get some slings. It's fine.
I like being able to tell where I'm standing.
Oh, that's
Okay.
true. You have always seemed like you were sort of rooting yourself in the ground. Guess that means something more to you.
It's a force of habit. If I know what the ground sounds like underneath me, I can know if someone's trying to sneak up on me.
Oh. Have people popped up that way before? I never
Well,
thought about worrying about that.
They run up on
I'm now
you.
worrying about that.
You don't have to worry. I can protect people.
Well, as long as he's around, we can keep wearing our heels and be fine.
I'm never giving them up.
I didn't want to talk about this in front of everyone, but I feel like I probably would have told Emmy anyway. You asked about the rumors I'd heard through the grapevine. I don't feel like they're true necessarily from what I've seen of you. You seem a little too vulnerable for such a thing, and too, I don't mean this in a rude way or a slight to your character, but sort of unsure of yourself or afraid, and like of us or other people. But what I have heard is that there's a killer that removes the hearts from their victims, and it very much falls in line with sort of what else I know of you. If you were that young little lichen orc boy back in town, and I feel like that was you, and maybe you don't remember me, but feel like it'd be hard to not remember being in a Loxodon village, stealing our food and running off into the Everrot. But there are people out there that do think that of you, I suppose, since that's what I'd heard of what happened to you. I hope it's not true.
Do you actually use people's hair as yarn?
I mean, you can. You could do it if you have a pet that you like a lot and you get their fur. You could. I don't typically do such a thing. But if someone had a particular garment they wanted and they requested it, I wouldn't say no. Why? Have you heard that I mean, that would take a lot of hair.
Give more insight to things?
You hear a lot of stories traveling, and supposedly you are a hag that likes to spin people's hair and use it as yarn.
That's a first. I haven't heard that one before. Oh, but I might want to run with that a little bit.
It's a good story. I've heard people terrified of you.
Really? I thought I'd been doing a good job keeping a low profile. I sort of have a similar issue to you, but
I don't find either of you scary at all.
I don't think most people think of me as scary.
No, you're fabulous.
Thank you. People sometimes wonder about my age, but that's just because I spend so much money on my cosmetics and stuff that they've accused me of similar things before. And I haven't heard a hag though, but maybe I should spin some hair into yarn and I could use that to make me a very fashionable outfit that would really take some years off. I don't know.
I'm curious what that would do. Like, I'm honestly so curious about it. We'll
put
a
some
pin in
of
it.
your hair or something, I suppose.
I have so much, and I've been thinking about going for like a really chic short bob. Okay, so like I might have a lot of extra at some point in time.
Well, let me. You have a lot of people very interested in you, right? I could make an item made of your hair, and you could sell it for God knows how much money.
I do wonder if people would buy my hair.
They'll buy your bathwater too, so.
I mean, I don't really need the money, but like, it'd be interesting.
It's always funny to see how much people will
see what options we have.
on that. Yeah. And so I could always use some of your hair, especially your lichen fur that comes out. If you wanted like a little, I don't know, bandolier or something of hair. I don't know. You have to wear something.
Does bother you too?
It's just a missed opportunity.
You're in fabulous shape and like fair. Bathwater. Only 40 platinum. Hey, that's a good deal.
That's a deal. That's
a pretty good deal. Pay up. I mean, like, you're in like really good shape, and I guess like if you have it, flaunt it, like if you're comfortable with that. But I'm just not used to people not wearing clothes. At least some of the time. Like if you're like working out, like yeah. But like usually at places people wear shirts. Sometimes jackets, hats.
I kind of stand out already, so I've just not really thought about it. Also, clothes tend to snag on things. You grow up around a lot of trees and hang out around them. You don't really want a shirt to get caught on something.
I mean, I will say, I grew up around trees and like I always wore a shirt. Clothing was not optional for me.
Perhaps if you'd stayed in the village with us, we could have taught you how to move through the brush without getting so tangled in your clothing you had to remove it all. But here we are. It does make you look more intimidating if you are going for something like that, but
That's
Tends to
true.
help.
Do you have any tattoos?
I swear to God, you know what? That's the one thing I didn't think about. I thought of every other character detail of like physical.
We'll
and did
find
not
out
think of that.
later.
I mean, no. Probably. Okay. No. Actually, no.
You have
No.
so much free real estate for that. Have you thought about it? Because like if you're not wearing a shirt anyway, why not?
True, that won't get snagged on anything.
I have a tattoo right here on my palm, see? And it's 2 half moons, and so when you put it together, it's a full moon.
It's kind of a distinguishing feature that people can find you easier with.
That's true.
It's true. But
I've
also,
never worried
a
about it.
distinguishing feature is not wearing any clothing ever.
That's also true. You could have different outfits to make yourself blend in at places where people usually wear outfits.
You could have it be like breakaway clothing, so you could pull it off when you need to
Snaps.
fight or dance.
Snaps on everything.
Oh my God, tearaway! I'm
Yes.
on mute to say tearaway. I want the drag tearaway, battle tearaway.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're just like ready
You
for
spin
battle.
in a reveal, and you're a werewolf.
Rose petals
Mhm.
come out.
Mhm.
You see a little bit of like a smirk actually appears of the whole pomp and circumstances of it, but then just as quickly, like that kind of comes crashing down, and the seriousness returns even a little bit more than before. Were you two ready to go back?
You're
Taking a bath, so
ready?
I'm ready whenever.
All right.
But also think about it, because I need to do some projects, and I don't know what to do, and so I've got options. Both of you think about it.
As you guys are gathering your items back from the river and getting ahead back, your 15-minute walk back. Oighear, are you doing anything? Oh,
quick,
yes. Sorry.
He's gonna start walking and then turn back to Emmy. Well, to both of them, but to Emmy. You didn't hear Granny's story about me.
We didn't say it was true.
Good.
And you start walking. Oighear, we flip back to you. Having been on top of the roof, you saw the title of Kanna's book. What is the title of the book, Kanna?
Magical absorption for dummies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Taking notes.
I have to find taking notes for dummies, apparently. Emmys, there we go. Period. Okay, so what time is it now?
It's been about like 45 minutes. So they've got that 15-minute walk back, and it's gonna be that perfect time of just like, well, ready to go.
Is it gonna be late enough to see the moon?
While you guys are going for the last few hours, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to keep this as close to what I've researched on the tabaxi. So Oighear is going to take a small bit of water, and on top of the roof, still going to look up at the moon, and in almost like a prayer, like just focus.
Yeah.
Is going to pour the water just on their chest, just to have it roll down.
Mm-hmm.
While then just like focusing on keeping contact with the moon, and almost like, again, they're in a trance.
Yeah, it's sort of that time of day where the sun and the moon are both visible. So you're seeing the moon, but it is still light outside, so yeah.
But yeah, so just because they're at this moment of just like peace, and especially after the fight, they're just going to do this small ritual to themselves.
I love that. And also, just for T's and I's, you did actually hear Edgar talking about the other rumors. So Oighear also knows about the group like going for miracles and dragons, an old ancient dragon's nest that is potentially taken over by bandits. That's just assumption, but still a warning nonetheless. So as you're doing your ritual and sort of like taking in your inner peace with the moon, Connor, what are you doing?
I think after I was done speaking to, what is his actual name? Ook. But I don't know that. So Edgar. So after speaking to Edgar, I'm gonna say, thank you for your time, and hop back into the carriage, where I was gonna talk to Oighear, but Oighear seems busy. So I'm just gonna pick up my book again that I know they looked at, and just take it out now that they know the title of the book. I don't really care. I didn't actually care to begin with, but and then I'll just start reading again.
Okay.
Until the group comes back.
Yeah. And pretty quickly, like, you guys make your way back. You follow the footsteps that you made on your own, and you make it back without getting lost. And just in time, Edgar is kind of sort of getting antsy. He's looking out, and he goes, waves you guys back. We've got some sun left.
We're coming. Hold your horses. I'm very funny.
He, like, smiles a toothy grin, but, like, makes no indication that it made him laugh. Just...
Emmy full laugh.
He's paid to be polite.
You guys make it back, get cozy, and you join in the carriage with Kanna.
Y'all have a good time while we were gone.
Oh yes, quite peaceful. How was your
sorry.
How was your river excursion?
Very
Got
peaceful.
Washed up. I feel much better now. Felt like I was covered in soot and ash before.
So Oighear is gonna go ahead and finish their prayer, but then almost immediately turn around, jump down from the roof next to everyone, go up the soul one more time, and I'm hoping that I don't have to roll for this one. Go up, smell.
Smells like flowers.
That flower smell.
What kind
is
of
there
flowers
again.
do you smell like?
Definitely like a mix of, you get the niceness of a lavender, but then there's also a little bit of like that tea tree oil smell in there that gives it just that refreshing scent. And a little bit of vanilla.
Vanilla lavender?
Love this.
Sounds like a
And
good
then-
latte.
So you
I
would
was going to go ahead- yeah,
you
sorry.
kind of smell it and you realize that sure, it's half true. Kind of smells like flowers. Mostly
And
smells
then
like
I was
tea
just
tree
gonna
oil.
do that like face, just like, and then says nothing. Just does the nod and the point, like the I knew it like face, and then walk over and then walk up to Kanna and asks Kanna, "Oh, I see that you are reading about magical absorption. Would you like Oighear to help you with absorbing ice magic, perhaps?"
Well, I was reading this in the context of understanding potentially what these people stole the item for, but yes, please, if you are offering to teach me something, I would love to learn.
Okay. Without real understanding like how good Kanna is at this, all Oighear is going to do is, again, not, this isn't an attack, so this is just like a touch.
The way I
but
fully
the
expected you to be like, absorb this!
I know, I just read it.
Ice to the face. Just will
Initiative.
roll initiative period. You'll hear like the crackling sound of the fur getting iced up, and then Oighear is going to touch Kanna's arm, but just with like the magical like icy feel.
Yeah.
And then we'll then tell Kanna like, Ayer's fur grows cold with my magic. This is how it feels. And then just like kind of like as an example, just to grab them, just to show what when they use spells, their whole body is affected by ice. It's not just I have spell, I throw spell. My body is icy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is my arm still going to function after this? I kind of can't feel my wrist anymore.
That's the thing. You absorb it. And the Ira's gonna be just so proud with themselves for like helping out their friend. Because again, all they got was absorbing magic. There's some magic to absorb.
I love this. Ugh.
I think Kanna realizes that they may misinterpret what that whole ordeal entails, and they'll just thank you. I appreciate your consideration.
And then Ira's just gonna just be like very happy, just whipping their tail around, just proud of themselves. It's like helped a friend. Yes.
And the group gets cozy in the carriage once again. As Soul, do you get in the front or you get in the carriage this time?
There's a moment of questioning about jumping into the back with everybody, but then ultimately going back up to the front of it.
At this time, Ook sort of taps the seat and says, I brought a cushion out here.
Aww.
Oh.
He like smiles, but like it's a genuine smile, not like smiling like that was so funny. And you guys take the rest of the afternoon to get to Nearon. You realize that you're sort of getting there by the scent of just fish, but not rotted fish, just fish are here in this water. Like, it's salty smelling. This river is clearly a saltwater river. And there's a big, like, windmill where people are, like, processing lumber, and, like, there's a bunch of little ranches, there's cows, there's chickens, there's horses, and it smells like animals and fish. And there's a small town, it's all lit by torches, the sun has almost completely set. It's kind of like this pinkish purpley hue at the moment, like indicating tomorrow's gonna be a little bit hot. The sun, like around it's really red, and these buildings are made mostly of like sticks, not planks, that are tied together with a lot of like straw and like looser clay pieces. So it's a poorer area, but it also seems nice. Like the floors are at least dusted away. It is made of basically completely just ground with some tufts of grass along the way that haven't been stomped out, and all the yards have like, again, the sticks together, but not planks, and there's a lot of rugged looking individuals here, mostly human, mostly dwarf, sort of like intermingling together, just very like rough skin, clearly having been aged by the sun. There's a few people out still like working and tilling their farms, and there's some people who are like putting their cows in the bens, and there's a couple people who are like picking up big things of fish on their shoulders as they lift up the baskets and like begin to walk towards the town. Yes. Oh, Ira, were you just pointing out the fish? You're like, I would like to go there. Understood.
I'm just keeping the joke going about every time you mention the fish.
I see. In the middle of the town is like a really large windmill, but it's one of those windmills that like tells the direction of the wind. It has like a big flag on the back, and it's like multi-layered fans, and it's made entirely of wood, and it's the biggest thing in the town. It's sort of like their center. They have a couple people with carts carts, but they all seem to be like traveling merchants, like fatter, more color, some checkers, like seeming like they're trying to sell to the merchants here versus the merchants selling to people. This is clearly like an export place. Like a lot of people come from here, but not to here. So you guys pass along, you enter, and Edgar stops. He says, "Whoa," and brings his horses to a stop. And he says, "Edgar will be here in the morning, but you could also just keep going. This is where I stop. Thank you for the time. Get off my carriage." And he smiles, but like a pained customer service smile.
I'll
I
climb
get off
out.
the carriage.
Also, I think during the other half of the travel, I was definitely trying to sketch tearaway pants.
Okay,
I'm working it out.
I'm
I want that to be
curious.
a project.
Yeah, I'm curious what everyone else was doing for the last like 2-3 hours in the carriage.
Also, I'm saying this out of character.
Yes.
The constant getting up, I'm sorry. It's so windy outside, and
That's
my bigger
okay.
plants are not liking it. They're
That's
like falling
okay.
over. So I'm
That
just
is totally
checking them, like,
okay.
"Oh, my
Not worried
babies, my
about
green
it.
Yeah.
What was everyone doing in the carriage?
I think I'm just. Do I need to be reading the book like the whole time to kind of get that per long
Just
rest
like
benefit?
during
Okay.
a long rest, which you already did.
Okay. I don't think Kanna would be doing anything in particular.
Okay. Just sort of hanging out, seeing the sights.
Unless I can start on a second book.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to split time between books, that's always fine. But it wasn't like a long rest or anything. It was just more travel. You could work
Okay.
on other hobbies. You could work on other things.
Kanna's definitely, or not Kanna, Emmy's definitely occasionally making an eye to Kanna to like look at her, but also is not starting the conversation first. Just kind of like sketch.
Fine.
Going further into the like just magic talk that Oighear did with Kanna on the ride there, Oighear, just out of like thinking that we're still interested in talking about magic, we'll kind of sit next to Kanna, and this is, I guess, like little like Oighear lore exposition funds between Oighear and Kanna. Will explain the reason why they were on the roof of the cart was because they, unlike their people, pray to the moon, not to the sun. And they don't know if the reason why they have this is because of the moon, but they're traveling to figure it out. So just as they're, again, mistakenly thinking this, trying to learn how to absorb magic, they're trying to learn how to control theirs. And they're thinking it's cool. And again, it's also still a misunderstanding, but like it's almost like, you're like me, you're trying to understand magic you don't understand. Yay. Like besties, let's learn together. Chum chum chum.
That's cute. Okay. So you sort of have a conversation between Oighear and Kanna while Emmy is drawing and looking over at Kanna. Granny, what were you doing for the last like 2-3 hours?
I think Granny would probably like look at the sketches if Emmy's willing to like
Full sharing.
show, and giving some comments here and there. But like
Like, do
part
we do
way,
a drawstring or is it all snaps?
he makes it sound like it needs to be gone immediately. So I feel like it has to be all snaps.
Okay. Like, does the crotch need to be snaps or just the sides?
I didn't get to see what it looked like when he was naked, so I'm
I-
not
I-
sure what kind of accommodations there need to be.
I only
Um,
saw it from the back, so I don't know.
So this conversation's happening right in front of you. Like,
Right.
Right here.
what did you do through the 2-3 hours?
Well, because I'm up in the front,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
like one of those of like just chilling, staring at the moon, and just hearing this behind him. just don't make it green; it blends in too much.
Noted. not green.
Edgar like notices like the just notices, and it is giving sort of like a nod of approval as he stops and is like, Edgar will be here in the morning. Get off my carriage. You guys hop off and you see this. It's cute. It's not but like 120 feet big. Like there's a couple buildings, but all of them are pretty small. There is an inn. There is an inn and tavern rather, but it's also like has houses attached to it. Most of the buildings are made together, and you can tell that it's mostly made together so that the wind doesn't take them all out individually. But yeah, no, you guys are here in this tiny little town.
I gave Edgar 9 additional gold and told him to buy his wife something nice.
I will.
As Granny's like getting out, she'll go up to Edgar as well. And I just wanted to thank you for the ride. Would you like a candy of any kind?
I'm sure my kids would like a candy.
Will you make it back within a day?
I'll be back in the afternoon.
Okay, perfect. What kind? How many kids?
He just gives you a dead stare and is like, 17.
You have
Okay.
kids.
I will cast
Out of
Goodberry
here.
twice
Okay.
and give him 17.
Okay.
I'll give him 19 of them.
Okay.
And one for you and your wife if you know, want to. Or extra for the kids. Definitely not for you.
Thank you. Very kind. Thanks for the stories. It was great listening to you all. I'll be seeing you around if you come back to Magenville.
Can IR ask for... I also am prepared to roll persuasion for this. I am so determined for this. I want to ask Edgar if I could have sugar cubes to feed the horses.
He gives you a squint. And then looks at Sol. And while still looking at Sol, opens up the little cabinet and takes out 2 sugar cubes and gives them to you. Be polite.
And then
1 each. Open
IR,
palm.
like...
Show me you can
IR,
do it.
like...
Just doesn't even like let you speak. Just show me you can do it. Puts the sugar
does
cube
it
in the
without
center of your
question.
hand.
And then, like, I'm talking about, like, super speedy, like, cat pounce, bap, bap, like, right in front of the horses, and then both, like, palms out at the same time, just so happy.
If this was The Sims, there'd be a little pluses above their heads as they eat the sugar cubes out of your hands. And Edgar makes his way off. You guys see him in the distance for quite some time, because it's a little bit of, like, an open field. But he heads his way out, and you guys turn to another little town. In this town, you guys are seeing some people bustling about, but mostly like getting done with the work day. The sun's going down, so therefore work is over. Almost the entire town is heading towards this one tavern, and no one's really regarding you as you're walking in. They sort of are just like, excuse me, and just keep on walking. They don't care that you're there, essentially. It could indicate that there's a lot of travelers that come and go. It could also indicate that they just don't care.
Fair.
So in the town, there is, right by the windmill, lastly, there is a small boy. He's wearing like a newsy outfit. He's got like a little cap on. He's got a little vest, and he's holding newspapers. And he sees you all, and his eyes get big. His eyes are bright purple, and his skin is extremely fair, and his hair is like this really curly red tucked underneath the hat. And he like walks up really confidently. He's like to buy a paper?
Yes, please.
Certainly.
1 copper. And he holds
There
it
you
like
go.
he like tucks his lip underneath his teeth, just sort of like this weird little smile as he hands you the paper and takes 1 copper. He says, and I also got an extra.
You have an extra?
Extra. Read all about it.
Is it the same paper again?
Yeah?
That's okay if it is. I just want to know.
Yes.
Take one.
Okay, yes, I'll take. We'll take the extra.
I need to sell 10 for the chicken that
Okay.
we sold.
I will
said I
take
could sell
9
them.
extra.
Yes.
Can I
yes.
insight that?
Yeah. So you see him like excitedly like
Natural one.
I don't trust this little
You
shit.
see him like
Ow.
excitedly taking the 9 papers, trading you for 9 coppers, and he goes, "All right, I can keep selling papers. It's my dream." And he like walks back to the windmill and just stands there.
Never give
I-
up on your dreams.
I had a 16.
For insight,
Yeah.
this kid doesn't seem like he's like lying. He's just sort of really excited to sell papers, and wants to sell them all and wants to be impressive. So many people bought his papers. Sort of vibe is what you're
I
getting.
thought for sure this was
I'm gonna
like
hand
to
someone
sell
shady.
100 for my chicken.
For my chicken.
Like-
Oh my god.
Oh.
I'm gonna hand everyone a paper so they all have one, and then I'll have my 4 extras. I'll have my 5. 6? How many do I have? 6? I have 6 papers now. and
There's
you all
not
have
too
one?
much news on it. Like the newspaper really just has some it has like some clippings for jobs. It has some trade market things going along, and then on the extra, which is a little slip of paper inside of the newspaper, it has like an advertisement, and it has a woman's face with like tendril hair, almost like squid hair, and it's in like a medallion shape. Everyone can make a religion check.
Oh, this has always worked so great.
17.
10.
Okay.
11.
Is-
9.
Okay.
Is this fey fiend or undead?
For religion? Yes, it is actually.
Oh, look at that. Okay. It's a 7.
Okay. Well, everyone 5 and over gets
Wow.
yeah, which I think is everyone. You guys all recognize this as the goddess of love and beauty, and it's the Fey god Sune. And
Gotcha.
around the edge of it, it's like a medallion of her face, and around the edge of it is like this calligraphy that's like in a circle around it, and it's talking about miracles being performed, weddings being performed, love is happening and sparkling in Vistin. Come to Vistin. So it's like this advertisement.
Vistin is for lovers.
Vistin is for lovers. It's like this advertisement for weddings and miracles.
As I'm reading that, I figure this is probably a good time, so as I read it, I go, oh, I should probably mention, while you are bathing in the river, I asked Edgar about any rumors or any goings-on that maybe he had heard in his time traveling between the towns and surrounding areas in Magenville, and he did mention people were traveling to Vistin talking about miracles. He didn't mention necessarily what they were hoping for, but if rumors are already spreading outside of the paper here, maybe something to check out once we're there.
I mean,
it
this
could
seems
be
like
related.
an advertisement for weddings and miracles.
Didn't we? Wasn't the scrying of? Is there anyone around where we are?
There's some people, sure. Yeah, like there's some people who live here, but not like
Just in
guards
like
or
hushed
anything.
tones, then,
yeah.
so we
Yeah,
don't have people
yeah.
overhearing. When we
That is
were
true.
talking about the scrying, there was stained glass of lathander. I don't remember for sure, but
It was, yes. I grabbed a book back when we were at the college on Lysander, and perhaps I can look at it and give us more information on that as well.
perhaps they're doing these miracles in the Church of Lathander, doing the weddings there. what if they're profiting off of miracles and using the power of this? Like, they may be actually performing a service for these people. It may not be fake.
But is it safe?
Probably
It's
not.
curious that two different religions would be working together so candidly, hand in hand, no?
Well, perhaps.
I guess, would we know if they're completely separate or if there's crossover between following one, following the other?
If you rolled over a 10, which I think was half of you, you would know that both of them are considered good gods. That's about the only overlap, though.
It could always be that there was someone else in the town that had this happen, and they are a worshiper of Sune, and maybe the Temple of Lathander was abandoned or something. I mean, there could be anything. I have seen this face before, I think, on some beauty products, though, so it is sort of
I've seen
familiar.
it in my travels as well.
That's why the DC is so
Curious.
low.
I did have one thing before when Edgar gets about 100 feet or 100 or so feet away,
Sure.
kind of off to the side, not really, with no one really paying attention to me. I'm going to cast message,
To Edgar?
and I'm just to
Okay.
Edgar, and I'm going to say, wanted to thank you again for the information. There is more coin for more information in the future should we cross paths.
The message
That's
you
it.
can assume was received. As he disappears in the distance. So you guys have an
That's it.
advertisement for a wedding / miracle worker, and you have this little town. This is your halfway point, and it's about nighttime.
Well, should we find rooms for the night? I'm not particularly tired after resting all day, but I don't know of anything here to do.
I mean, it seems like everyone's going to that tavern, so that might be the only nightlife.
It's probably the only tavern. Rooms?
I suppose.
We might as well check it out.
I mean, we're going to sleep outside. And I'll just start walking towards it.
Towards the inn.
Mhm.
So,
Can I make a perception check as well around to see if anyone is paying extra attention to us?
yeah, of course, I would not expect anything less from you.
Are
I
the
was like, hang on a
taverns and the
second.
inn the same?
They
I'm
are.
rogue.
It's like a tavern /
Okay.
inn.
Yeah.
Okay. That would be a 11.
Yeah, you look around, and in some of the like animal sanctuaries, you see a specific goat that's just staring.
What kind of goat?
Just a white goat. It's just staring at you.
Those square eyes? Ugh.
It's poked its head through like the little 2 like wood pieces, and it's just like staring
Just
at
a
you.
goat?
You notice a goat staring at you. So as you guys head
I'm gonna-
into oh, you're gonna excuse me.
I'm
You're gonna pay attention to this goat staring at you?
yes.
This is the greatest. Okay, continue.
Yes.
Continue.
I'm gonna walk over to Granny
Mhm.
and be like, Granny,
Yes.
by chance, and this might be a stretch, but can you speak with animals?
I can. It would take me a moment, but yes.
There is this creepy goat that has not taken its eyes off of us since we got here. Can you maybe, this is going to sound stupid, but talk to this goat?
Sure. It'd be my pleasure.
don't
Is there
normally-
anything in particular you want me to ask it?
Why the fuck
What's
is it
your
staring at
deal?
us? What's your deal, goat? That kind of scene.
Like the fuck, bro? Blink, damn.
Like it hasn't blinked in 20 minutes.
Okay, well I can catch up with you all inside after I finish casting it, and talk to it. I'm not too afraid of this goat.
Because it hasn't been staring at you. Anyway,
Hey.
So the rest of you guys go into the tavern while Granny goes and casts this ritual for Speak with Animals?
No.
No?
No, I'm gonna be there. No.
Okay.
I'm sticking around.
Okay. Is anyone going into the tavern? They're all going to the goat. This
Everyone
is D&D.
wants to see Granny
Go
talk
to
to
the
a
Okay.
goat.
I'll go into the tavern.
Granny's just like,
scoping out.
they're like, oh, she's doing it. She's not casting Speak with Animals at all. She's just making noises.
Making it.
He said
Damn it.
he's just looking at us, you know.
Emmy's gonna go to the tavern and be like, Kanna would rather talk to a goat than talk to me.
Oh my god! Emmy,
And go check it out.
as you step into the tavern, you see like a long, you see like a long table that sort of like is an L shape, and it has a guy sitting behind it. And he's got this big curly mustache, like and like big brow, and his hair is brown, and sort of like messy on top of his head. He's wearing like a yellow jacket with like a blue shirt, and he's like a big huskier guy. And he's like, "Welcome in. What can I do you for?"
We just got to town, and it seems like this is the place to be.
I would say so. It's the end of the week. We all come diving in here on our own, and feel free to talk to any of us. We all like it here. You sort of do like a little look around. You see some circular tables with a few people grouped off. You see like a person standing off by themselves. They have like a really like broken up jacket. It's blue, but it's like a hoodie sort of style. They have like a green collared shirt, and they've got like a scruffy 5 o'clock shadow, and he's sort of just sitting there with a beer in his hand. You see a couple other individuals standing around. You see like a group of younger people, like one of them's wearing like a black hoodie completely. His hair is like incredible, just all black. It's like scooped over to one side, very edgy. And then there's another person with them who's like a blonde. He's wearing like a blue hoodie, and he's got his hair spiked up almost like Goku. And have you caught on yet?
Where we're
Have you
at?
caught on yet? Okay.
Sam? Seb?
Yeah.
Sebastian.
And then there's another individual who's sitting there playing pool at a table. Her hair is sort of like a brownish purple glow, and she's got like a neck collar on, and she's wearing like a vest. There's a couple other individuals in the store. There's a couple paired off, like an older blonde woman who seems to be drinking on her own, as close as possible to the bartender as you can. There's a couple other groups of individuals. There's a really like a blonde girl who's like really gorgeous, and I'm describing Stardew Valley, and so all the townsfolk of Stardew Valley live here.
I love the sound of we're never leaving now.
Are you baiting me? Squid is shaking his head at me as you're describing these people, and I'm reacting.
Yeah, so you see a couple circular tables. There's like an off gaming area, and like a couple other rooms like go off into the back. But your scope, there's a couple open tables as well.
Okay. I guess I would. Do they seem like the bartender and also the innkeeper?
Yes.
Okay. So I am curious if you have any like rooms available for tonight that I need to check first.
Of course. We've got about 3.
You have about 3 rooms? Okay.
2 beds per.
Okay. And how much do those run for?
2 silver
Okay.
each a night. Yeah.
Amazing. And then can I also get a pitcher of beer?
Of
And
course.
5 glasses, thank you.
Would you also care for a salad? Or some bread rolls?
Do you think I need a salad?
Anything that you
I'll
want.
definitely take. I think I'll take the bread rolls. Is the bread free?
It is not. It is 1 copper.
Even better.
Okay.
Even better.
So you get loaded up and you sort of sprawl out at a table ready for everyone to join. And outside, by this random fucking goat, you guys see...
Oh, wait, hold on.
Not just any goat.
Yes.
While
I
I'm
thought to ask
inside,
goat.
though, can I make a perception check to
Yeah.
see if anyone looks at me more than just look at me? More than just a glance at me.
Like in a
kind of
flirty
thing.
way? Or like
Like not even necessarily a flirty way, like a recognition way.
Sure,
Or like
yeah.
just
Do a
anybody
perception.
taking interest. That is a nat 20.
Oh.
So 25.
You see
Ooh, the answer is no.
you see the younger group of people who were sort of around the pool table. They all stood up and were like chatting about you, and they seem to be about your age. So
Okay.
you can either make the assumption they know who you are, or they think you're cute, or
Okay.
whatever. But you were being chatted about by 3 of the villagers.
Oh my gosh,
Okay.
the new farmer.
The new farmers here. Yeah.
Oh god, that's my future. No. Emmy's going real downhill.
So outside, sort of by this individual's farm, there's no one really around. Granny, you've completed your ritual of speak with the animals, and as you guys approach this goat, it does have like a message bottle on its neck, and it sticks its head out closer to you guys. Before you guys say anything at all, as you get closer to it, it gets closer to you.
I'm not touching it.
I'll grab the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
It allows you to grab the bottle. Do you open it?
Not
Wait.
immediately.
Can I? Sorry, I inhaled so fast because I was so excited to say. Can I do an Arcana on the bottle, like an Arcana
Yeah.
check on the bottle, to make sure it's not like?
Yes, definitely. If it has magic on it,
I was gonna check it for traps before I.
that's
opened
fair
it
too. You can
as
also
well.
do
Yeah.
a little sleight of hand to check.
15.
It is not made of magic. You know that based on your roll that is not magical. It's not a magical item. And
I'm gonna take the bottle
okay,
and pocket it for now.
okay. The goat begins to go "Bah!" as you put it in your pocket. It starts screaming at you. "Bah! Ah!
Granny goes up to it and kneels down next to it. Does she understand what it's saying currently?
It's
when
just going,
screaming?
get that bottle fucking out of your pocket! Read my letter! Read my
You're
letter!
mad.
Read my letter! Over
Noise
it.
gate is doing work right now.
Read my
No,
letter!
read
Read
your
my
letter.
letter! Read my letter! It's screaming, get that out of your pocket! Read my letter!
Hold on, 1 second. Can we talk for a moment?
What do you want
And
to talk
then I'll
about?
let
Read
them
my
read the
letter!
letter.
I wrote
You're
this
freaking
letter!
them out a little
No, you're
bit.
not freaking... It starts going
Go, go, go.
crazy
Oh
again.
my god.
Hold on. Can I-
Granny, what did you
In
do to it?
response to this, Oighear is going to fully just jump on to Soul's shoulders, arch back, just fully hissing, just like, what the hell is that?
Read my letter! Read my letter! Read it! Read my letter!
You all thought this goat was dumb.
I'll turn,
I did it! I was on your
turn back to
side!
them and I'm like, just can you open the letter so it'll stop screaming so I can maybe at least take it out of your pocket?
I'll take it out of my pocket.
It's a peeking mic!
Yeah, because nothing's coming through. We see it, and it's great.
Just George listening to you.
We're
and
just
in
saying,
the apartment screaming, read my letter.
Read my letter!
George comes in with a letter opener, like, just stop.
Yeah. Okay, I will check the bottle for traps.
It does not have any traps on it. It's just it's like you squeeze it and a little top piece comes out, and it has a little
Okay.
coiled up piece of paper in it.
I pop the bottle and it opened the letter.
You open the letter? All right, I'm sending
Yes.
this to you. There you go.
Read the letter.
Read my letter! Read my letter!
What's your name? We're reading the letter.
Read it! Read my letter!
I have no idea what you're saying, even though I have speak with animals on. You're just like in a different vocal range than I can even
He
hear.
just screams, read my letter over and
Oh
over
my
and
God.
over again.
Granny,
Yes.
maybe give our goat friend here a snack?
Okay. Do you like candy? I'll just take out a piece of candy
He
and,
just
and give
starts
it, hold it out.
You hear from inside the barn being like, it's getting loud again. We're gonna have to put that thing down. And then you just hear,
Oh shit! Does it chill out with the candy?
no!
Okay.
We're
okay.
reading your letter, and we can't help you if you keep doing this. They want to kill you inside. Did you
I
hear
know they
that?
want to kill me! Read my letter! Just-
Read the letter. Read the letter.
I will
Read
read
the
it out.
letter.
I
Read
will-
the letter. Read the letter. Read the letter.
Read my
That's
letter.
all they're
Read
saying
my
to me. Read the letter. Read the letter. Read the letter. Once more. Read the letter.
I'm gonna walk away. I'm
Oh
just gonna
no.
walk away.
And leave the goat screaming?
Yes, I'm just walking away, and I'm gonna signal for the others to come with me.
It starts like bumping
I'm
against
gonna-
the fence.
I'm gonna
like,
stay
no,
with it."
Please, no, no, no.
Can I like do something to try and calm it down?
Will you
like,
just tell the goat it'll be back? Will you just, Granny? Will you just tell goat we'll be back in, I don't know, 15 minutes?
it doesn't seem like it understands any sort of logic at all. So
Well, then, just come with me, please. I'll explain.
can I? Will you calm down for just a second?
Read my letter.
We're going to. We have
Do
to
it
go somewhere
now.
else to read it. I know you don't know how to read necessarily, so we have to go to a specific place to read because that's how reading works. So we can't do it right here. We have to go somewhere else.
This picture is all the same. It just starts sort of like buying, like running itself in a circle.
Come
Like,
on, come on.
Okay, well, we'll be back. Please be quiet so they don't kill you before we come back.
Honey, please, come on.
it quiets.
I'll just
as
throw the
it
candy
just sort
into
of
the
lays
thing.
onto its side as the candy gets thrown in. It's just done. Just lays down.
I've used all my candies on NPCs. 20 candies. I'll run over.
Oh, I have the perfect gift for that.
Okay.
What?
Kanna's
All
gonna
it did
take a
was
breath
scream
for a
at me.
moment. I know. I'm sorry. I did not expect this goat to be a psychopath. Anyway, we're just gonna let's just stand outside. I'll just stop right outside the tavern. I will read you this letter, okay? If you are reading this note, then my experiment went wrong. My name is it Livius? And I am not a goat. I am a man. A real man. I promise. Please go to my home and have my daughter give me the elixir. Unless she wants a goat for a father, and no more schooling, and a grounding at that, she will oblige. Also, please give me snacks. Livius. See, that's why I suggested giving it a snack, but it got a snack and that didn't matter.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll go back and talk to it.
So apparently it is a man and a
Also,
goat.
the goat missed the perfect opportunity to tell us to please goat to his home.
Okay, you're gonna get off of me, so we're just gonna do that, and there you go.
I love the idea that I never left Soul's shoulders and it's just been
Yeah.
riding
Mhm.
Soul the whole time.
Just like fully like arched back, hairs up, just like
As you guys finish reading this letter, that's where we'll end it. Ooh,
This fucking goat. I cannot believe this.
Yay, go!
Yay, random goat that I
Read the letter and said
Random goat that
the
you pulled
snack
out of
is
your
more
ass
important
randomly.
than making this not a goat anymore.
There's nothing we could do about it immediately.
He was inconsolable.
I'm cracking up. Oh my god.
She had to
It was-
read the letter in front of them.
Well, only
It
one
wouldn't stop
person can
screaming.
read the letter.
You needed to read the letter.
Because as far as everyone else was
loud.
concerned, this goat is just losing its mind in goat speak.
All
Because
we
like
hear is-
Kanna just looking at it like, and poor Ayer's just like, that
What
thing
is
is
happening?
scary, and I'm a wimp. Like I got a -1 strength. You think I'm gonna lose to this goat?
Oh my god. I love when my players pick up random side quests. We'll see you
I
next
had
time.
Bye.